Hey viewers, please don't forget to subscribe if you like the channel. Let's go.
Hello, welcome to today's episode. We will be exploring real-life experiences and challenges faced by individuals. Join us as we listen and reflect on potential advice for them. Best regards, Mr. Cool's Planet. Story 1. Title: Betrayed by Love, the story of a cheating spouse. Key point: a first-generation immigrant in Canada is struggling to come to terms with his wife's infidelity, which has been ongoing for over a year. Now let's listen what he says. I 32M found out that my wife 26F was cheating on me all the time while I was away. I'm a first-generation immigrant to Canada. I married my wife after I was settled in Canada. We met online 3 years ago. Then we got engaged a year later and then got married a year after that. She was supposed to join me after a year of marriage. This at the time it takes for the visa to process. We had a good relationship, but it was mostly long distance. We had few trips together. We used to fight, but we were a loving couple. At least, that's what I was under the impression of. She had a surgery which I couldn't attend, but my family was all there to care for her. She got well from that and then the affair started allegedly. They had an intimate and passionate relationship from the chats and pics that I saw in her phone. I can't fathom how can a person be so narcissistic and psychopathic. She played everything so well that I can't even dream of doing. I ignored the signs for so long. I blind trusted her. I'm devastated and I find hard to even breathe sometimes out of anxiety. I thought I might be able to forgive her. But, man, the real blow came from the lying about all this. She said a story that the affair was 2 months old. Then, the story kept changing every time I asked her to repeat it. Till now I got to know it's more than a year old. Not sure if that's the truth as she lies point blank. Now, she is being so manipulative and cries that she wants to be with me. She says it was the boy who pursued so hard. She can't even take the blame properly. I'm having a hard time processing this. I'm looking into divorce, but I loved her so much that it's hard to do anything for me. Please note that this narrative is based solely on one individual's experiences and views. Let's hear from others regarding the original poster. Midlife Crisis wants to say this. Will you ever be able to trust her? What else is she lying about? If you stay, will everything be just fine 10 years from now? I would want some time away from her to think about these questions. OP replies. I don't know. I might or might not. I might become resentful and miserable most likely. I'm away from her now since few days. We are going back home country to think about it with support from the family. Gosk 101 has this to say. Aside from that, you should divorce her and cut all contact. What did you expect? In what world marriage after being so dominantly in long distance would work? I suppose unicorns may exist, but it was just stupid on your side. I know it is not what you want to hear now, but you acted irresponsibly and this was the most probable outcome. Next time, try to actually live with your partner before even thinking of marrying them. I would like to say this to this guy. Consider reaching out to friends, family, or a therapist for support during this difficult time. Talking about your emotions and experiences with someone can be therapeutic and help you process your feelings. Infidelity is a complex issue and it's not your fault. Don't let your wife's actions lead you to believe that you're not good enough. Story 2. Title: Struggling with Trust After a Breakup. Key point: the person is struggling to get over their ex-girlfriend kissing someone else and is worried about trusting future partners. Now the story. Today, my ex-GF 33 told me she kissed someone else. How do I stop replaying this in my head? As the title says. GF of 5 years went out drinking with friends last night. This morning she was a complete mess and admitted she kissed someone else. She did ask for time apart, but I've broken up completely. Basically because this has happened whilst she has been saying she was having doubts, etc. We were working through them and I was giving her space while she worked on herself, but obviously this is done now. I'm struggling to get the thought of her doing it out of my head. Has anyone else has this and found anything that helps? I'm also very worried how I'll learn to trust future partners. Day 0 and my healing starts now, but it's so daunting. Edit. Thanks so much for everyone's advice so far. It means so much and has helped me already. But for those suggesting no contact, I probably should have mentioned, we have a lot of entangling to do. We own an apartment which we need to sell, a rescue dog which we are going to need to rehome as his needs are too much for us to meet individually, and have many mutual best friends. It's painful for me that for now it's not actually possible to do that with a no contact approach, at least for now. That said, I'm going to suggest the following when we talk first thing tomorrow. 1. She needs to move out and I will take on mortgage payments until apartment is sold. Edit. 2. Maybe I should move out instead and be in completely new unfamiliar surroundings rather than having constant reminders at our current place. Would be more expensive and an upheaval, but hopefully worth it. 2. We accept offers of X on the apartment as soon as we get them. 3. She can take the dog as sole owner if she thinks she can meet his needs. Otherwise I am finding him a new home. That way, our contact will be restricted to just legal stuff with the apartment, pretty much, and logistical things to do with the dog when I need him to be cared for. If anyone has been through similar, particularly the property sale, in a breakup, I'd love to hear advice. Let's listen what other people are saying about this. Bensil McPrush is here to say this. Start by blocking her. It's gonna hurt for a while now, but it's normal. You need time to grieve what could have been. Going forward, there is nothing wrong with being a little guarded. Only children and dogs trust blindly. Trust is earned. But don't assume that every person you'll meet is a cheater. That's overcompensating and it's mentally unhealthy. Throwaway 54 wanna say this. Be aware of the trickle truth. Be sure that that is all that happened. Good on you for just making the cut clean. Own Writing 37 says. She's 33 yo. She doesn't get to say she didn't think it could happen or didn't know it could happen. She confessed because she believes you'll find out from someone else that she was all over another guy. Dear OP. Try to set boundaries with your ex to minimize contact and avoid triggering emotions. Consider seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist to help you process your feelings and move forward. It may also be helpful to consider finding new, healthy coping mechanisms to deal with the thoughts and emotions you're experiencing. Story 3. Title: Regret and Heartbreak in a Long-Distance Relationship. Key point: a long-distance relationship is tested when one partner kisses their crush and immediately regrets it, causing heartbreak for the other partner. Let's get into the story. My 26M GF 26F kissed her crush and regrets. My LDR girlfriend 26F kissed her crush, who also happens to be her co-medical resident. It happened when she's drunk in a party. She says she immediately regretted when kissing happened and immediately told him it is a mistake and ran to home. When I called the next morning, she was dull and told me what happened. I was heartbroken. She is begging me to stay and she says she regrets and willing to do anything to gain my trust back. She immediately flew to my place the next day to say sorry, express her feelings. Couple months back I found that she had a crush after she said she wants a breakup. Her reasoning for breakup were multiple factors, where she said she's losing feelings because of the LDR and she didn't feel it didn't sit right with her that she had crush while in relationship and was rethinking her feelings towards me, and she also said multiple times that she is not interested in her crush for a relationship. We made up after. I'm heartbroken and some part of me is hating and doesn't want to see her, and some part of me hurts to lose her. We are in long-distance relationship, 6 years, and I visit her a week every month. Not all 6 years were LDR. We have plans for our wedding for next year. I'm confused. From my girlfriend's perspective, we are in a long-term relationship for 6 years, last 4 of which were long distance. This year I moved somewhat closer, 4 hours. I've always been lonely and my boyfriend has been my strength even though we were LDR. But I've tried to break up with him a few times over the last year because I didn't want to do LDR anymore, and it's been hard on me while doing my residency. 3 months ago, I got this crush, strictly feelings of lust, no emotional, even though I still loved my boyfriend so much. I was confused and felt the right thing to do was to break up given my issues with LDR and dealing with this crush. In my 6 years of relationship I've never batted an eye towards someone, but this is a new feeling that was hard to cope with. But my BF talked to me that it's okay and we'll just work on the relationship. I was really happy after that and didn't think about the crush at all. But 4 days ago, we started working on a project and these old feelings came back, but I didn't act on them. I don't want to blame it on alcohol, but one thing led to another and he started kissing. I didn't oppose. I felt instant feelings of betrayal during and afterwards. When my BF called in the morning, I broke down crying and telling him what happened. I truly regret it and am disgusted at myself for doing this. I never knew what I had before since I broke that trust. I lost the best person that I had in my life. I hurt my best friend. I am willing to put in as much effort as it takes to gain his trust back. Is this relationship salvageable? Let's listen to some comments. Pandorito Supreme says, she didn't feel it was morally right to have crush while in relationship. And for all that self-flagellation and moralizing about something that isn't the worst thing in the world, she then outright cheats. OP replies, as much as I don't want to defend her, she wanted to break up with me because she was low song feelings because of the LDR and throw the crush in the mix. It was too much for her. Anyway, I talked to her that it's not a good idea and that we should work on the relationship because we will probably soon be closing the gap. She agreed. So it's her fault in the end. Thank you for your advice. My advice. Communication is key in any relationship, but it is especially important in a long-distance one. Both partners need to openly discuss their feelings, including any doubts or crushes, and work together to find a solution. It is also important for both partners to take time to reflect on their own emotions and work through their feelings before making any decisions about the future of the relationship. Story 4. Title: Dealing with Infidelity and Trust Issues in a Relationship. Key point: it is important to address and process feelings of hurt and betrayal after a partner has engaged in physical or emotional infidelity. Alright, here he goes. GF admitted to letting a coworker finger her 4 months into our 1.5 year relationship. I, 24M, kinda don't know how to feel about my GF, 23F. Title is a little misleading because there's more to it than that. 4 months into our relationship we almost broke up for various reasons, and I said let's at least work it out and if the issues continue we'll stop. So we didn't break up. Fast forward to today. We broke up 2 weeks ago for like literally 1 day and she decided it was extreme, so we got immediately back together. However, today she admitted to me that during our first breakup she was with her coworker who she used to like. She claims that he told her he felt hurt she chose me over him but that he still wanted sex. He asked if he could finger her. She says that she felt bad for hurting him and felt like she owed him but didn't really want to be fingered, but didn't say no. She just kinda allegedly hoped he would sense she didn't want to. She told him to stop and that was it apparently. Thing is, we never actually broke up during that time. We talked about it but didn't do it, and she claims to remember differently. On top of that, she admitted that she lied about how many sexual partners she had prior to me, which apparently was just 2 partners instead of the one she told me about. I really don't know how to feel. I feel weird. I know I'm hurt but I don't feel like crying or anything. I just feel done, I guess. I don't know what to do. Should I try to forgive her and attempt couples therapy? My trust is really kinda broken, not just because she kept this hidden but the partner thing too. I don't really care about how many people she's been with, but the fact she lied just has me wondering what else she hasn't admitted to. For more context, for some time she got really insecure about me cheating. She hated that I followed my ex and that I liked some Phoebe Bridgers pictures on Insta like months before she even mentioned them. Yet, she's still friends with the guy who fingered her and literally asked me if it was okay if she got him a Christmas gift. To be honest, before I learned about this I had no fears about the coworker. He seemed like a nice guy. But now I feel like he molested her. I feel sick. I don't know what to do. Please help. Let's hear what others are saying for him. Dark Knight wants to say this. This is a bit different from the norm. My main worry if I were you is if this is the entire truth. Personally, if it was and there have been no other issues since then, I would just look past this and move on. She is insane is here to say. I don't think she's cheating. It sounds like y'all were in a weird period where it felt over and then just as quickly you were back on. It's super wishy-washy. It's up and then down. She's on the verge of a very dangerous situation. Loyal or love blind has this to say. I read the first half of this and nearly laughed myself into an early grave. This relationship is not worth a dime. You both treat each other horribly and the relationship is on a self-destruct course. My opinion for him. It sounds like you're struggling with a complex situation in your relationship with your girlfriend. You're feeling hurt, confused, and your trust has been broken. It's important to take time to process these feelings and think about what you want for yourself moving forward. Communication and honesty are key in any relationship, and it's important to have an open and honest conversation with your girlfriend about your feelings and concerns. So viewers, these stories are just a tiny window into the rich and diverse experiences of people around us. If you found them interesting and useful, consider subscribing to the channel for more thought-provoking content. Sharing and learning from each other's experiences has the potential to be life-changing and help us grow and develop as individuals. Let's embark on this journey of self-discovery together. See you again.